Let's talk about a feeling that holds so many of us back, that fear. The fear of creating something and actually putting it out there for the world to see. If you have ever stared at a blank page and just felt this wave of self-doubt wash over you, you really need to hear this. That feeling that your work isn't good enough, that's not a sign you lack talent. It is the completely normal, totally predictable starting point for every single creator. So, to really understand why just starting is so powerful, you've got to understand how the internet actually works. It's basically run by this thing called the 99-1 rule. A staggering 90% of people online, they're just passive consumers. They watch, they read, they listen. Then you've got 9% who might, engage with a like or a comment, but only a tiny 1%, just 1%. They're the ones creating everything you see. So think about what that means. The moment you hit publish on your very first piece of content, you've already launched yourself into the top 1%. You've done something that 99% of people will only ever think about doing. The biggest barrier isn't quality, it's simply getting started. But, starting is one thing. Continuing, that's a whole other ballgame. This is what we can call the quitting filter. It's the point where most creative journeys just end, and where the crowd really starts to thin out. And it happens unbelievably fast. I mean, look at these numbers. Half of all new creators quit before they even make their 10th video. By the 20th video, another 30% of the people who are left are also gone. So just by making it to 20 or 30 videos, you become one of the most persistent creators out there. Your competition isn't who you think it is. It's that little voice in your head telling you to quit. And here's the main reason so many people quit. They expect their first try to be some kind of masterpiece. But listen, the probability of your first video being a work of genius is literally zero. That's a mathematical certainty. Even the world's biggest creators, guys like MrBeast, they started with videos that were, let's be honest, pretty terrible. Perfectionism at the start is a total trap. So how do you get good? Well, let's look at this fascinating experiment that just proves the point perfectly. A ceramics teacher split a class into two groups. The perfection group. They were told they'd be graded on making one single perfect pot. The quantity group, on the other hand, was told their grade would be based purely on the weight of the pots they made. The more pots, the better the grade. So what do you think happened? Well, at the end of the class, the highest quality pots didn't come from the group that was focused on perfection. No way. They came from the group focused on quantity. While the perfection group was just theorizing and getting paralyzed over a single lump of clay, the quantity group was busy practicing, making mistakes, learning from them, and getting a tiny bit better with every single pot. Quality is a byproduct of quantity. It's that simple. Okay, so we've tackled that internal fear and the need to just keep doing the reps. Now let's talk strategy. How in the world do you stand out when it feels like everyone is making content? Let's take a really popular niche, like self-improvement. You'd think it's completely saturated, but if you look closer, most of the content is basically identical. 70% of it is just talking heads. Another 25% is just using the same old generic stock footage. It's a sea of sameness. But look at that little sliver of the chart. Less than 5% uses a unique visual style like animation. This right here is your unfair advantage. By simply choosing a format that is different, something visually distinct and memorable, you immediately sidestep 95% of the competition. You're not just another face in the crowd, you're a unique style. Okay, let's dive into the data, because creative success isn't just about some magical, unpredictable lightning strike. It's also a game of probability, and it's a game that you can absolutely tip in your favor. Think about it this way. If you post just one video a day across 3 major platforms, say TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, you are giving yourself 1,095 chances a year for the algorithm to discover you. Each video is like a lottery ticket, and you're buying 3 new tickets every single day. And with that kind of volume, the law of large numbers just kicks right in. The probability that at least one of those 1,000+ attempts will connect with an audience and get over 100,000 views, it approaches 99%. With that level of consistency, a viral hit shifts from being a matter of luck to being a matter of when. And this is exactly why posting cross-platform is so critical. By using 3, you increase your chances by 300%. Why? Because their algorithms are all different. A video that gets 0 traction on Instagram Reels might be the exact thing the YouTube Shorts algorithm is dying to show people that day. And on top of all that, Your strategic choice of format, like animation, works harder for you. Just look at the retention data. An animated video holds viewer attention for 70 to 85% of its length. Compare that to 40 to 50% for a standard talking head video. People are way more likely to finish it, and they're 40% more likely to share it. The format itself is engineered for engagement. So the math is on your side. Your strategy is sound. What's the one thing that can actually stop you? It's not a competitor. It's not the algorithm. It's something much, much closer to home. It's burnout. This is the great dream killer. It's the one variable that can take this entire beautiful equation of success and just reduce it all to zero. Consistency is the key to winning the numbers game, but trying to be consistent in an unsustainable way is a direct path to burnout. And the danger is most real right at the very beginning. The data shows there's an 80% chance of quitting because of burnout within the first 2 months of starting an aggressive daily schedule. That initial sprint, it's the most critical period you have to survive. So the crucial point here is that you have to protect yourself from your own ambition. Don't just rely on sheer effort. Build a system. Automate what you can. Batch your tasks. Like dedicate one day to just writing scripts, another to recording audio, another to animating. A smart system will be brute force every single time, and it'll keep you in the game long enough for the math to do its thing. Let's end on this really powerful idea. It's a complete reframing of how you need to see your early work. Stop seeing your first videos as bad. They're not failures. They are the necessary, unavoidable price of admission you have to pay to get in the game. They should be bad because it means you finally started. Because here's the promise. Your 100th video will be 500% better than your first, just because of the skills you build through repetition. The only thing standing between you and that much better video is the 99 attempts it takes to get there. So the only real question left is, what's stopping you from starting number 1